Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. We're getting ready to start our morning trading as always. For those of you that are just watching this video afterwards and you're wondering what this is exactly, right now I'm messing with my microphone, but trying to make sure my sound's good for everybody. So what I'm going to be calling out, this morning, as we have been doing all this month, the Strike and Recoil Strategy, which is a very quick scalping type strategy, but on large cap stocks, any stock that's over $25 billion market cap and up. So you find a range, a ceiling and a floor. You try to, hopefully it stays in that range, or you might do what we call channel hop, where it goes to another range and you figure out where that is. So you're always looking for a floor to go long off or a ceiling to go short off. And that's basically what the strategy is, quick scalping. And we developed that range with historical data. In this current time frame, with what's going on in the world right now, it's a tough call. I got to tell you, historical data is almost useless. Fundamental analysis is almost useless, because every other few minutes another information comes out of the White House or connected to the White House that could instantly change the entire market, every stock. So, we don't normally go by news catalysts at all. That's what's so great about this strategy, is you're just looking for a slow, consolidating, resting, consistent, large cap stock where you can make money every day, over and over. Baby moves, just trying to get 10 or 15 cent moves in the stock, where you're trading somewhere from 50 to 1,000 shares. So you decide your share size based on what you can handle, because that's what it really comes down to. That is the key to all of day trading, is what can you mentally handle. If you are nervous and you can't play out the move that you saw between the channels, then that means your share size is too high. It's just that simple. So lower your share size, or trade in a simulator first. Always have a day trading plan. Make sure that you have a maximum loss per trade. You're going to see all over the YouTube, all over the internet, always do 2 for 1. Like you risk only half of what you go for, so you're always going to be ahead. Well, I just think that's a bunch of baloney, honestly. So I'm sure 95% of the people on YouTube will disagree with me, but then again, 95% of the people on YouTube lose money, right? So maybe you should just look outside the box. Of course you want to listen to everybody, and then come up with your own style of trading, right? And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you how to trade, but you can watch me trade. That's one thing you can do. When I trade live every morning, and sometimes in the afternoons, you can watch and see what I do and what I call out, and then you can decide for yourself how you want to trade. But that's why I said it comes down to controlling yourself, because the 2 for 1, the percentage of 2/1 is basically only risk half of what your reward is that you're going for, is because people can't control themselves, right? They can't control themselves, and that's why it's for safety. That's why it's pushed all, and somebody puts it out there, then people just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Now, real swing traders, like, read Tom Hogarth's book, Best Loser Wins. Okay, there's a good book. Read Mark Douglas's book, Trading in the Zone. Real swing traders and day traders, or long-term traders, they get out when the data says to get out. They get out when the move is finished, when points say the move, with different data points, and we'll call them indicators. When indicators say it's time to get out of the move, more than likely, that's when you take your profit. Okay, if you want to just set a profit when you're not watching the market, put it on the ladder on Thinkorswim. This is all on Thinkorswim, so it just kicks off when you're not watching. That's great. I mean, I do that all the time, right? But I'm just saying, you don't automatically just say, I'm going for 2 times more than what I set my stop at. That's again, my opinion. Everything's my opinion. because it's me talking, but just recently had an argument about that here in the studio. But yeah, so let me just make sure we're set up here. Let me get my Benzinga news up. So on what you're seeing here is a latest rendition. I think I finished what I was trying to say. So we're doing a scalp and recoil, and you'll see that play out. I'll probably trade at the open. I'll pick a stock that I'm going to look for a dip, because I always only want to go long at the open. So I'll look for a dip and get in, small share size, highly risky. That's a total gamble. You don't have anything really what to go. I just think it's fun. So, but if you're in about pay the mortgage, which is our goal this month, it's an average mortgage of $2,200, then you don't want to trade the open. Most likely you never want to trade the first 1 minute candle, because all the market orders have to wash out and stuff. I enjoy it, and there's a book out there called Day Trading Volume 4 by the $1 Million Margin Club that has all the breakouts listed that you look for when you want to trade the open. That's a great book. And you might, if you're going to trade the open, you might want to follow something more statistically. I can't talk this morning. Like that, one of the breakouts, and then go in. But I might try that. But normally what I wait for is like 15 minutes in, a consolidating type of movement, real slow consolidating type of movement. And I noticed that Intel hit the scanner. So what you're seeing on this layout I was about to tell you is these are all coded scanners that I have made available over at the $1 Million Margin Club. And these are going to pick up things like the first one here is stocks have to be priced between $25 and $500, have to be 100K volume per 1 minute candle. That's what this indicator is showing you here. So right now, Intel has 167,000 per 1 minute candle. I'm trading on a 1 minute chart. Let me zoom in on this a little bit so you can see. So you're going to see me mark out short term, like I was starting to talk about. Data short term is all we have right now. So I'm going to be looking at a 5 minute chart to look at where the stock has stopped and turned around, where consistently at an area on a 5 minute chart for like a couple days back, and market. And that's all I got, because we can't trust anything else. But there are all kinds of strategies with the Fibonacci level, like in Day Trading Volume 1, another great book, where to put these levels at. You're going to see I have the ATR levels marked here on the chart. The wide one is the half ATR level, meaning what is the average true range of a stock over a 14-day period. And that's Wilder's mathematical formula from years ago. And you'll see that the half is usually the one that's more respected. This dotted line is the whole ATR level high, and this is the quarter ATR level high. And then as you go down, you'll see the low, quarter, half, and then down here a whole. So every stock that comes up, these are going to be automatically marked, because I have an indicator that does that. I also have an indicator up here that's showing you the average of the last 5 candles, what that range is smoothed out. And what, if you're going to go in long, only look to go 6 cents up or 3 cents down, and the spread, the difference between the ask and the bid is an average of 3 cents. Now, that just gives me quick data, and obviously it's pre-market, so these are really, really low. But usually you're going to see these be, between 8 and 20 cent target, and you just don't overstay. It's specifically designed for this type of large cap trading, So we got a cat. We have cats in the studio here, so. They're obviously pissed off about something. And then down here is the Scalp Pro meter, and that tells you when the volume picked up. The current candle is higher than the last candle. You usually hear a ding. Also, it shows you what's going inside, what's happening right inside the candlesticks here. So, you can really, in a meter, so you can really see the strength. I always antiquate it to sitting on a surfboard and then waiting for the wave to come in and jumping on, riding that wave, the direction that's going for a very, very short period of time. So guys, all we have is historical data. This is a constant conversation and a constant battle against other cherry-pick traders that you see on YouTube, where they're just pointing out, go in here, go out there, but they're not actually trading. You know, they're not actually showing you, because you can look back and pick any particular thing and you can be a genius, you know, and you can, but in reality, traders don't trade the way they're showing. That's the reality. Check around. Ask ChatGPT. Look, it's not, just don't believe the first thing you see. See if you can see somebody trade. So you'll see me. I'm running at 80 to 90% accuracy. I consistently show my data day after day, so you can see. But again, I'm not selling you a course, so you can believe or not believe me. I don't want to get into that argument. You can watch me and decide on your own. And remember, I'm not licensed to give you advice. I may just be another one of the buffoons on YouTube telling you what to do. So you gotta come, or suggesting what you do. I'm not telling you anything, but except my opinion again. But yeah, you gotta find your style. You may not like this strike and recoil style. You may not like trading on a 1-minute chart. Now, I will be next month announcing every single swing that I take, because I do swing trades as well. Now, I have on this Charles Schwab account without hidden account platform, Thinkorswim platform, and my Charles Schwab account, I have 2 accounts that I'll be showing, one for swings and one for doing the strike and recoil. My basic strategy is, when you do a strike and recoil, you've got 25,000 in your account, so you can take multiple trades all day long, right? But my advice is, don't actually use the margin that they give you, the 4 times. Stay under margin. So that should be your first restriction to share size. So you trade with 25,000. If that's what you have, don't buy $25,000 worth more of stock. So something like Intel, you can get a lot more shares. Look at the large share size over here. You can get more share size with them, and that's exciting. But, you know, tortoise traders, that's what I call us, right? It's the slow moves that win the race. I mean, we're just going for $2,200 this month to pay the average mortgage across the United States. And we're already past it. We're at 25 something. All right. And so that's, and I'll give another update this afternoon of exactly where we're at based on this morning trade too. And I'll show you on TraderView. But that's what we're going for, just slow and steady consolidating. You know, this was sort of a piggyback strategy off the RV strategy in Day Trading Volume 1 that came out years ago that changed so many lives. You know, that book's a great book. But it's taking that concept of historical data and marking it for very, very short-term trades, okay? So every morning I normally start out with the stuff that's been accumulated for me by the studio traders here and news and ChatGPT and other sources to try to call a bias of a stock, meaning what direction do we think it's going to go? Well, that's out the window. I can't do it. It's impossible. It's just, for a while, it used to be fairly accurate with large caps to call that overall day bias, but can't. And I'm working on a script, if you've been following me along, that's going to give a bias for the first hour and the day. But again, one of the problems with that, me getting that to work properly, because it was always less than 50% accuracy, you might as well flip a coin. You know, it just was stupid. And I get contracted to do codes and for prop firms, is that you can't call a bias. So an indicator can't call it on historical data. Historical data is even out the window unless it's very short term. So you're going to see me mark. I'm getting a lot of questions about this. You know, how can you do this? Just luck. It just looks like gambling. Of course, that if you don't understand levels and stuff, it's going to look like gambling, you know. But as you get into trading, you're just trying to create a better probability that it'll go the direction you're trying to identify, not create. You're trying to identify the best probability for the stock to go the direction you go in the trade. That's all. So you look at as many indications as you can, indications, to take that move, and you'll see me talk about them. Now there will be a delay here, and let me just see what our delay is right now. Okay, it's 4 seconds, so that's not bad. All right, yesterday it was 10 for a while. So I will try to call out. Again, you're just watching me. I don't advise you to follow me, but you do what you want to do. I will call out the levels I'm looking at. I know that's what a lot of people do, even though I say I can't give you advice, and they just follow me exactly. I have traders up here on Zoom that are trading today thousands of shares. A couple are trading 2,000 shares, a bunch are trading 500 shares. So will that affect the movement of the stock by the way I call it? No, it will not. This has been something that we have experimented with because that would be outstanding if we could do that. There is a way to do that, of course, but we're talking a lot more than what, I mean, people are manipulating the stocks, big in algorithms. Obviously, that is being done. There's just no question about it. And they can see your stop loss, all kinds of stuff. I've made tons of videos about this. Everybody puts in a stop at a certain price, at a certain level, because it's like they look on a chart and they go, well, God, if it goes below this level, I really better get out because now it's broken its only support. Well, all the big firms see that. Everybody sees that. So they go down there and they hunt that level. They manipulate the stock to pick up all those shares, and then so they cheat. They deflate the value, and then it instantly goes back up. So, that's why I always say put an alert when you want to get out and get out on your phone or whatever. If you don't have the time, do it whatever you want to do, obviously, but. Everybody's going to, or pick a level that not everybody's going to pick. But if it's above the stop, then they're going to grab you on the way down. So I'm just assuming you're going long when I talk this way. So there's a whole bunch of, if you're just watching this video and you haven't been following me along for years and you haven't been watching my live videos and things like that. Basic, because I'm getting a lot of questions, new people are coming in, just basic stuff that I haven't covered in a while. That I just kind of wanted to get out in this video. So you can see if you like this style or not, and you might want to give it a try in a simulator first, obviously. Always have a day trading plan with a maximum loss no matter what else. And then just get in the game. And you can be wrong. I can be wrong every single time. No matter how sure I am, I can be wrong. Everybody can be wrong. There is no magic potion here. It doesn't exist. But you start to see and read patterns, and I'm a pattern guy, and then you can really, particularly short term. I mean, I feel short term data is the easiest to call. It is the absolute easiest, way easier than long term data based on based on fundamentals and the strength of the company. And then there's the catalyst when a news story comes out, which is all we're living on right now. I hate to look at the news. I hate because I want a consolidating pattern, and the news shouldn't be affecting these large cap stocks. Obviously, Elon Musk dies, Tesla's going to tank probably, stuff like that you want to keep an eye on. But I mean, the idea of trading large cap and mega cap stocks is news cycles very rarely affect them. Lately, that's not true with the war and everything else that's going on in the White House. So short-term data is our savior. You look at the short term, you get in and out, baby steps. But that's actively trading. That's not Robin Hood, pick a stock, walk away, and hope, literally hope you're right, or you're following everybody else. You're following the crowd. And it's really, it's really interesting, right? Because like Tom Hogarth points out, why would you want to follow the crowd? 95% plus are wrong when they trade, right? But there's a flip side of that, right? Because if you're looking at short-term data and you have all these 10 million retail traders that come in and trade, they can affect the short-term data based on levels and psychological levels, and that's what you've got. You want to follow that crowd. That crowd moves the stock. So that's what we're doing here. We're following that short-term catalyst of indicators. When I say catalyst, I don't mean news. I mean, we're looking at the short-term patterns. We're looking at EMA crossovers. So I have a whole bunch of indicators for that. I have that green arrow you see is designed for a prop firm, so you don't have to have it on your chart. You don't have to and try to figure out the levels. This is just telling you the RSI says you're oversold. You should go up. It didn't go up. pre-market is now nowhere near as accurate. The MACD, based on EMA crossovers, estimated moving average smooth, right? Exponential moving average. It's saying go down based on that data. It definitely went down. MACD is really much more reliable than the RSI, Relative Strength Index. But these are designed for people to trade on training wheels. It literally tells you what to do. And you don't want to continually calc all this data, right? I mean, just like you got to make decisions. So you're trying to line up like, you know, the 15 different points, really. And I'm still in the process of making that video. 15 different points. Can you get 7, 8, 9 of them all saying the same thing? Because that's going to really help the probability of that trade going that direction. And then you've got the VWAP right here. And that is the bulk of the capital, is that red line. This is kind of, it's in a bad spot because it's in this. But this is the bulk of the capital. That's where most of the money is. So really, when the stock goes away overextended, not as many shares got it up there, so it pulls back like a rubber band. I mean, again, not always. But I just did a great VWAP video you might want to watch about that explains that to people. So I started to say I normally go over the news and I tell you what's biased, but can't do it for now until things calm down. We're just going to look at the charts and we're going to figure out what's going on. So it's interesting about this Intel. So I have a couple of different things here. This is the news that is specific to this stock. So yeah, I was hearing about this earlier on CNBC this morning, this story here. And then I have up here the news that's just for the SPY that's not linked. That's going to give me bigger stories about the whole market. So I'm watching both of these. Normally, I do not do this. This is new for me because of the way that the market is right now. And then I have over here set and filtered to pick up a wide range of stories. Benzinga, I have it enlarged because I'm reading it on a screen farther away from me here. So I constantly look over there to see, did we just bomb Iraq again or something? Because that might not get picked up on the, or have we stopped bombing Iraq in this case? That might not get picked up on the specific stock market news. We have 8 minutes to open. And I was looking at this for a potential stock to trade at the open. Now, it is a catalyst stock right now, but because it hit this scanner, this consolidation scanner right here. Normally, it is not here. Okay, so that's rare. And Amazon's up here again too. Another one we might want to look into this morning as we get into consolidating action after like the first 15 minutes. You can see MU just kept falling off. Now this number 2 scanner is a price between $25 and $400. ATR over 3, only 10K volume is all it has to have. So you're going to have per 1 minute candle. So you can have a lot more, but it must move at least 15 cents within 1 minute on the level 2. Let me just get back over there. So you'll see me look here and see how that says 64 right there. You can look on either side. And when the market's open, I want to see that move 10, 15 cents, really like in 10 or 15 seconds, not a whole minute. So that's what that scanner is based on. This one down here is based on price between $25 and $200, market cap over $2 billion, more of a mid cap, and it has to move 50K in a 1 minute candle. So you get a different variety. These are all custom coded in over at the $1 Million Margin Club. If you want to get them, they're like $4. So it's not a bad investment to find if you like this kind of scalping. So let me get back to looking at this. That's the end of my speech. I know I got a lot of questions, so I thought I should say something if you're tuning in after the trading, just watching this video. So you can see these are the pre-market levels. These are about to pop up on the 1 minute chart as well as all these ATR levels. So we are out of, I mean, maybe look for a dip down here. Let me mark that. That was a high a few days ago. Where does that translate into this? Yeah, so I would say that this might be worth going long off this dip. Here is unless it just really, unless you just want to treat this like a gap. This is 44. Oh, well, that's not as much as I thought. This was a lot more than this. So this is just higher liquidity, volatility. It's not really much. Yeah, this is not something we really want to trade. I'm going to get away from that. That's not enough money. All right, let's see. Nvidia's up $2 now. Apple, I got out of my swing because I heard some bad news about it and it was making me a profit, so I just got out of it today. So the only swing I'm holding right now is Nvidia, and it's starting to go up today. I'm not getting out of this until it's in the almost like 190 on my swing. But you can see it a channel hopped up here. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of these levels real quick. And just see, so we're down here right now. I would say that this would be a great dipping opportunity at the open. That'd be a fantastic spot to go long if it dipped that low, but it probably will not. The quarter ATR is picking up the pre-market low right here, which is about to change, I think, because that's a 5-minute. So we've only got 4 minutes to the open. I don't know. That's not very exciting for me. Let's see about yesterday. This is a very dangerous one to trade Tesla, but yesterday we missed a huge move up at the open on this. So why don't we take a look at this and just see. So we did good yesterday. Our goal is only $120 a day to make that $2,200 mortgage. We're way above that now. Yesterday we did 300 between the two sessions. Ooh, boy. So this closed over in this area here. I mean, it's higher toward close right here. So the ATR is picking up that level. Oh, no, it's not. All right, so not today's ATR. So let me get that there. So I would like to see a dip, but I think I'll try this one at the open. So guys, be careful. I don't recommend trading at the open, as you know. This is just to get my little adrenaline rush, but it's not something that you're going to want to try to do if you're trying to actually make money and not just have fun. So I have a combination of things I do. I love to trade. I love the exhilaration. And since I'm trading low share size primarily for these streams, I got to find my kicks where I can. I do have 3 trading sessions a day. One of them's for very high share size, people that are registered for large share size trading. And then I have 2 that are for smaller share size. This is one of them. And I do what you call quarterback, which is sort of a profession. But since I'm not licensed, I can't officially get paid for that. And what that is that's calling trades, calling positions to take potential trades for other traders. I've been doing it a long time, and I'm pretty good at it. But that doesn't mean I can't be wrong all the time. So you've got to do remember, max loss, low share size. If you're nervous, lower it, lower it, lower it. Okay, I said I was done with my speeches. He used to teach math. I can't help but worry about everybody and think about it. So, okay, definitely not going to do this many shares on Tesla at the open. So we'll go down to 25. And really, there's part of me saying that this is ridiculous. I'm going to dig a hole that I can't get out of, but I can't stop myself from being crazy. So we have 1 minute and 20 seconds. So it'd be interesting to maybe take a long off that ATR half. Let me just make sure we don't have any weird news here. Amazon gets in Tesla's turf, acquires Fauna Robotics. So is that going to be negative news for Tesla? Doubtful. Trump to name Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Ellison, and Jensen Huang to tech panel. Interesting. That'll probably make all those stocks go up. Maybe, probably. Could be. You might be a winner. I don't know. Now I have the SPY and the Q over here separately. But normally as the market opens, I look between these two and I just see, is there a bias being picked? And is it close enough that they're still kind of consolidating and not trending? Because we want consolidating. Okay, 20 seconds roughly, guys, to go. It's already coming down, so I might wait a little longer. Oh, wow. Am I off of pre-market? Yes, thank God. I see I have sell the bid here, so I was on pre-market earlier. All right, here we go. It hit it and took off. Wow. I didn't grab it. I was thinking it might pound a little more down. 390. I'm going to get in. All right. Risky. So I got it at 59. I'm way up here as it starts to hurt me. That was way before it called out a direction, so definitely could be hurting me here. But how exhilarating. Just 25 shares. You can see why now. This will move dollars at a time, so if we're only going for 120, we don't want to be 300 down to start. I'm over the sell market to get out in a bad position, not to take profit, to get out if it tanks real quick. But it's going so slow that it's like didn't make its move at the open. I missed the move that it had at the open. So now let's see if we can get a big jump back up there. I'll try that. All right, so $24 trade, 1/5 of what we want, and then that's all I was willing to risk on this small account challenge, so to speak. Let's get these down to where we can start to see them. So I started to talk about this is an amazing indicator. Look at 720,000 on the first candle here. Its average should be about 153. What's the rest of them? Oh, so the SPY is straight up. The QQQ is straight. Well, QQQ is starting to come back, but the SPY here, if you look, you know, it took up. Now they're retracing. So now that's going to be whether it's the chicken or the egg, large cap, mega caps that make that happen, or this make them move. Who knows? But now Tesla keeps going, so obviously it would have been better to hold on to that. But now I would call, you've got a 200 moving average right there. That's a day moving average. That's, if it gets near that, I would absolutely go short if I was trading the stock for a period of time, because that should be cause pause, but it might not get up there. So I'll keep an eye over here on this, actually right here between these two. So it's already up $3 roughly. Nvidia is up $1. Palantir's even money. Okay, Amazon. We might want to take a look at Amazon today. Apple's holding steady. I'm kind of expecting an Apple dip based on news on that, but we'll see. That's why I got out of my swing for just a small amount of money, but it was profit. So AMD is up $4. Wow. Let's take a look at that. Now it's a little early to start doing this consolidation stuff, so we're just looking for a bias with maybe some support and resistance levels we can trust. Let me get these out of here. You can see the pre-market is opened here. This should be, you also saw the whole and half dollars, which is another custom indicator that opened up here. And that's a psychological level to trade that people will get out of the whole and half dollars. There's the 50 moving average. It went right through it. I would have gone short there too. So, wow. So that's interesting. Great for the RV strategy to have those levels. If you're, that doesn't usually start till 10 a.m. East Coast time. Straight up is risky, as you know. Second you get in it, it just goes the other way. What's our news on this? Yeah, so ARM's selling its own chips. That's all over ARM. Wow. Look at it go. I might want to pop on this, guys, and just take a dip and give it a shot. Just see. Definitely chasing it is not. It's counterintuitive, but wow. So the 216 I'm going to get in at 216, so 1596. It's got some good liquidity here. Now that I'm in it, it's time for it to turn around. See? Just like, it's that puppet master. You just see VWAP is steadily coming up with it. I'm going to hold this a bit. I would double down at the yeah, it's going up. I would double down at the 50 moving average there if it went down that far, meaning I'd go up to 100 shares. I'd scale in is what I mean. Double down sounds like gambling. Look at the volume on this stock this morning compared to how it has been, huh? Yeah, this should have been the one I called at the open. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? See what happens here. It's trying to hurt me. I got nice and low share size. It can't do too much damage. We're just slow and steady. Wins the race. Get to that. Get that mortgage payment paid. I'll take that. I'm going to take that just because that's a good trade. And now we'll look for a dip. Wow, it's going to break 217 now. See if we can get any kind of a retracement here. Would be nice to feel more comfortable rather than just trading it like a momentum stock. Oh my God, huh? Oh, don't you wish we would have taken a swing on this today? So now I'm going to look at 217 to get in. 217 on the bid down here. If there's any chance it dips that far again. You have the 100 moving average up here now. Let's see if we can get a little retracement like we just did there. 50 cents. I'll try to get it there. Didn't pick me up. At 02 is where I tried to get it. I'm going to hold it there for a second just in case it swales down real quick. It looks like it might. No, it's not. I'm going to buy and market. So I got it at 28. Looked like it was going to pop back up. So I got in it higher than I wanted to. 26 cents higher exactly than I wanted to. But still looking to get a trade here. There's no new news that should stop it. It's just a matter of leveling, and the big levels up there. That's our danger zone up there. So I tried to get out 91 before the even dollar. I'm just going to get out and flatten. Yeah, I'm just going to get flattened it. So I didn't want to lose. That trade was a decent trade. So that's some people would call that a dragonfly 1 minute pattern. I'm actually going to zoom out here a minute, guys. This is just too close to me. I like to see a little bit more action here. More depth to the candles here. All right. Look at that. Every one of those is a half and whole dollar level. So now we're kind of staying at the 218. Look at the movement inside the 1 minute candles. There's our retracement. Very briefly. This is not the strike and recoil strategy right now. This is just scalping on a momentum, really. Be nice not to lose what we gained by taking this to look at this. Wow. I was going to say I should have shorted right there at its high for a recoil. 218.75. Now we're a little early for the recoil here, like 6 minutes. Let's see if that really stops it. It's a great spot to it looks like a great spot to get in down here. If it rejects it a little stronger. Okay, let me try that. 38 cents. So I'm down here looking for it to bounce back up on a recoil. Weaker now, so I just took it right away. So we've got 72, and then for the day we had, I don't know how much we had on the other stock. So we're 97 today so far. So we're almost to the goal. We haven't even started the strategy. See this coming in the market magnet? That's going to pull up the magnet right here, which is where most of the volume is. And when that happens, it's like a springboard to send this up. So see you go. So that just went up. This is a great indicator to get, and it's going to go up at least short term. Nothing's always, but it seems like it's going to go up to me, and that's one of the data points you'd look for to take a trade. So we may start to get, if this VWAP comes up, this is too big a channel here. You've got the 50 to the 100 is $4. That's for most people, that's too big. And what we're down to half of the volume that it was. The people, what happens is the crowd, the 10 million day traders, see something moving, and then they all jump over here, and then that pushes the volume up, and then we all get excited, and then the short traders come in and try to push it down, and then the battle starts, and then the fun begins. So we just crossed the 5 minute here, and we are 4 minutes away from where I would call, all right, is it going to break it this time? So this is at 218.75 roughly. Yeah, there it is, marked right there. So let's see if that's twice now. So it's making a little bit of a flat top at that 100, which is nice to see, because we'd like to see it reject there and then start to create, this might be our strike and recoil stock, start with a long bias, start to create some floors and ceilings here. This could be our ceiling. I hope it is. No slight to all the people going long for the day on this, but I really hope we get some ping pong action in here. Okay, more. Wow, that's going to pull up the magnet. See that coming in like a big python? There it goes. Magnet's up. It's gonna break out here, guys. That's what it looks like to me. What's our volume? Volume went down 100K. So, you know, oxygen's thin up here. A lot of traders are thinking like this could be it because of that 100 moving average. Remember, that's the day average. So you got 47 cents going up, 42 cents going down target based on the last range. Now there's another bet, some people would call it better indicator. That's 9 candles based on the 9 moving average. That one they have available too, that gives you a little bigger picture. I have a much shorter picture here. So that's a good rejection. So this is what line is this? This is the 50 cent mark here, 1750. I'm just going to put it there so I don't forget that's a 50 cent mark. That's what every gray line here is, whole dollars and half dollars. So is this it, or are we going to get support here? If we get support, then we're going to want to go long up to that 50 cent mark up. See, now it's pulling the magnet down. So this is going to recede, and this goes down. So now, we've got the down. We had our up action. Now we're having our down action. Can it hold it here at the 50 cent? Because it seemed like it threatened to a whole bunch of times. This is where it retraced to. I'm not going to get in it yet because I want to see. MACD sent it down. See right there? That's EMA crossovers. So you don't have to read the convergence, divergence. It's literally telling you with an arrow. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. Indicators make everybody a trader. Everybody becomes an expert. So it didn't hold it. That's the 9 moving average. How far did it go down there? It's going down. That's a pretty big breach. It did it a couple other times. Wow. Now this might retrace the whole area, so be careful going long here. Yeah, it could come all the way down to the VWAP, or all the way down. I don't see it going all the way back down, but what do we got on the overall market? So Nvidia is now up to my 179 position that I'm swinging it at. It's up $2. MU is still going down. God, I almost went long on that this morning. Tesla's $4. I'm just looking right here, guys. Open, mark. $4 up. And this helps me decide what stock I might want to trade next if this becomes untradeable. It said that Hood was going to go up this morning. It did. And Coin, is Coin on here? It didn't hit. Coin didn't hit here. Interesting. Didn't hit the scanners. Based on crypto news. We need to see if this is going to find a bottom. Definitely would not want to go short right now, even though it's calling out. There's 3 black crows. But a 1 minute pattern this shallow into the market. Okay, so we can start looking for consolidation 15 minutes in to the market here. So let's see. We should come back to this. Let's see. Amazon looks interesting. Let me see what kind of volume it's got. That's over 100,000. Now, I did good on this the other day, so it's not normally a stock that comes up, but it has a catalyst and on these scanners because of the parameters, obviously. So we are looking for a consolidation pattern. And I like the look of it so far because we have the VWAP right there, right? Then you have the high ATR. That's actually the market magnet's giving you the high day right there. That's what that green line is. You have the high pre-market, center pre-market, low pre-market, half ATR. So we wind this up and see the swaling snake. Can we find a floor? Let me look at the 5 minute. I'm actually going to see if we can get some levels from a couple days back on this. Like here's a level that might be a resistance point. Smooth that out across that. It already pulled down from there, it looks like. There's our pre-market consolidating level. Is that any place else? Consolidating here. That might be a level to maybe. I mean, these are just, we're way up here, so I don't know. Just some guidelines, that's all. See if something starts to get respected. Lately, I've been liking to draw the real intraday levels and play very short term. If you've been watching, very short term data. So you've got this right down here. Like I would look, this is sort of a tweezer move, stopping this down movement here. I mean, this would be one that I would take note of right now, just to see what happens. If it keeps hitting that, then we might respect it for a long. Right now, for a short, we have sort of the beginning of the downward move there. Well, that's 313. Yes, I mean 213. So I'll just make a bigger note of that. When it gets so close to the even dollar, just say the even dollar. None of this cent stuff. So I smoothed it out right there. So what do we got for action here? Remember how I said you look over here? We started at 24 cents. Kind of has only moved 5 cents either direction, so that's not good. But what that just told me is if we're going to trade it, go up to 100 shares, so we can, a 5 cent move can at least give us something. And there you, I mean, it's enough. That was 6 cents within a few seconds, so it just helps us go for, you know, I'd like to get 10 to 15 bucks per trade at least, but I'll take 5 as long as it's green, guys. So now we just need to see, is it going to give us any kind of a predictable action more than random? We get any kind of a predictable action. That's what it comes down to. That's trading in a nutshell. Historical data, creating predictable actions, and then you controlling your share size and you're following your plan. So it's not a lot of rocket science to do this stuff. It's not like it seems when you start trading, like it's insurmountable. It's just not. So magnet just pulled up at the same time that it started to go down, so kind of a conflicting. There's a rickshaw man at the top. Know your patterns, day trading volume 2, the candlestick pattern playbook. That's what it's called. That is the best one because it rates all of the patterns. So it's good to have them in your mindset, just in case they just, like bull flags and bear flags, I love. So it rejected off that that ATR high and the pre-market high. We're right next to each other. The market magnet's based in a large cap 50% of its predicted move. So that's a 50% volume profile marking. And the arrows again are just to call it out for, so you don't have to think about it. That could be a point of resistance. MACD sent it down there too. You know, if it was coming back up, you would think to get out of your move or maybe go short. But look at the other levels. You also have a $0.50 there. So let's see. This is our chance to see if we're going to get some kind of tradable action. Is this going to stop here or near here, this level? I'm going to double check to make sure there's no news from Trump or anything else. Tapped it and went right up as I was reading the news here. Interesting. So it did hold for now. Let's see if we can. I'm almost getting ready to go long at that level. You can see we had the RSI arrow ascendant. That's the buy-sell oscillator, as well as the market magnet. So we have 3 different things telling you that's a good level right now. That's really what called them out before I drew it, and then I just drew it to make it easier. Now let's see if it bounces off the ATR high, and then we have our channel, which is 212.28 down to 2. Yeah, so it's like almost a 50-cent channel there, unless it breaks way above here. Broke the 212. Not quite ready to short yet. So we don't have a big move since the open. You can see here. So open right here, very close to this level. That's the open level too. Yeah, didn't realize that. So it rejected. Look at that. All right, guys, I will call long here. It's also now that I know that that's the open. If it gets down here, I'm going to call long, giving you as much notice as I can give you to watch me trade, and we'll see. Still kind of long biased on it, so I'm more hesitant to go short at this level than long at this level would be the better trade. Now I know people are going to wind up 1,000 shares based on that, so I'm just telling you, I can be wrong, so be careful. You know, I'm just going to keep it nice and tight for us. We're just going for our mortgage this month. That's all. Just tortoise traders. Keep it safe in case you're wrong. All right, I know up here on Zoom there. Wow, look at the SPY drop too. So yeah, you want to be careful because, you know, large cap goes where these go. So QQQ and the SPY, or vice versa, you know. I'm glad I looked at that because that does make me think about going long here. And it could be that Amazon's really strong and the overall market just is stopping it from going, just continuing to go straight up. So we just kind of balance it all and think about it. But in the end, just have a maximum loss per trade, look at your levels, take a shot, and if the indicators lined up, you're probably going to have a good trade. You know, I was showing yesterday my accuracy. Many of the days I'm 100% accuracy. My worst day was a 42% accuracy. Above that was a 63%. Then after that, they were all 80, 90, 100% accuracy over the amount of days we've traded today. So we're up to the 25th, but there's weekends in there. And we have gone up to trading this way over 2,500 for the month, so it's above the 2,200 average mortgage. And then yesterday was 300, and I think that, you know, that's, if you're able to do that every day, then you're making the medium average living $72,000 a year. You know, so you can at least quit that second job. So, or if you're on Social Security, wow, what a way to do it. And you don't need to spend very long doing this, and hopefully you're having a good time doing it too. Like it becomes a passion, so it's not a grind. Staying in the middle, so I have nothing to do. I used to be a professional gambler in Vegas, and one of the things that I hated, and I made money, and I hated the atmosphere, the smoke. Back then everybody smoked. and smoking and drinking and the noise pollution, and it just became not enough money for me to live that kind of life. Your skin was aging, and just I've changed some rules, but you still got the cheap perfume and the designated smoking areas and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just didn't like the feel of it. So okay, so it broke that level. What happened with the SPY and both the SPY and the Q are starting to go up. Is there any new news? Nothing. A little bit. There's three Iraq energy officials say Iraq's oil output plunges further as storage fills and the Strait of Hormuz exports. God, I can't talk today. Are blocked by conflict. So it's hurting Iraqi oils, whereas Iranian oil too. So MACD's sending it up. It looks like it's really going to punch that level. So we don't have a ceiling anymore. So now, of course, in retrospect, I wish I would have gone in down here. Going to break the magnet too. Starting to not want to trade this stock. So we spent some time over here waiting. What's Apple? Yeah, so Apple's dropping. That's what I thought. It's $2 down. Yeah, that's what worried me off the news. Nvidia's. I'm just looking right here. So Nvidia's up $1. This could be our consolidator right here because I bet the volume is really high over there. Often it's grinding so slow that you can't make any money. You're waiting like this. You're waiting forever. I find this a forever wait. That's what I feel like. MU looks like it's starting to recover a little bit. Tesla's kind of, after that big rise, is sort of stopped. That might be worth looking at. And then we're on AMD, which looks pretty exciting from if you just looked right here. No, we're not on AMD. We're on Amazon. I'm sorry. I moved. Yeah, has AMD stopped? Because if they've stopped at that level, then we have a bias and we might have a consolidation there. So let's take a look for it resting in a minute. If we can't get something here, let me just take another look at this. Volumes dropped below 100K now. Yeah, that was 7 cents. I got nothing with this slow climb, guys. So I'm going to get out of this one for now just because our time is limited overall. Let's go back to AMD and just see, is it affording us a consolidation pattern now with a long biased? The 5-minute looks interesting. The VWAP stopped it, so that's good. That's a level. Whoa, we're right at the 50. That's looking good, huh? There's the 50 and the VWAP and the bottom of the magnet for our floor. So we have a floor. What's our speed here? 75,000. Okay, that's definitely enough. 100 shares is almost risky with that kind of movement. So let's see. So I'm going to put a smoothing level right here, meaning I'm just kind of capturing the wicks and the bodies on average right at the 50-cent level. So this is interesting. Remember, watch your level 2 for pricing. Be careful watching candles because they'll be 30-cent different than the wow. So yeah, I'm looking at that now for support. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that on the dip and go for the first trade here. So I'm hoping the VWAP's going to turn this around. I'm ready to experience a tiny bit of pain here if it doesn't, and maybe average in at the 50 moving average. But it has enough data showing it's going to at least retrace there for a moment, and tried to get it at 62 briefly, which was a fairly decent trade. Yeah, there we go. I can't remember what we're at these days. So, okay, we're at 111 now. So, yeah, if this consistently hits here and goes up, we've got our winner. So let's see. Now, when we find an area like this, you gotta be careful just continuing to count on it because it could do what we call a channel hop. Like it could break this and then just start going right here, and you might be just out of position. Or it could break this and just start right here between the VWAP and the 50. So you're always vigilant. You're always waiting. And you try to set your share size, so I do, so I can scale in at the next channel. And if it breaks that, then I usually will cut my losses unless I make it into a swing or something. See, it just went down. That's why, like, if you just popped in there, what is that level? 50 in the 50 area. Right now it's only given 60. I'm going to take it. What did I get it at? Oh, 67. That was a terrible fill. I want to get out of that. I'm hoping the 50 supports it there. Yeah, it did. There we go. So it hit that 50. Now that's a day moving average, and the magnet was there too, and the RSI just sent it back up. So it was an educated guess. You know, I had the 50-cent level, the 50 moving average day, had the bottom of the market magnet, and I had an overall long bias. So VWAP's going to pull it, market magnet's going to pull it. All these things said, go for it, you know. And then I was already calculating how big a loss I was going to go. Like, okay, do I want to write it all the way down to the ATR if it keeps going? I was kind of glancing at the news like, hey, wait a minute, is something driving this? I didn't look at the SPY and the Q, but they're both going up right now. The next thing would be, why didn't you hold it longer? And, you know, because I don't know it's going to keep going. That's why I didn't hold it longer, and I'm going to take the green when I can, and I'm going to be satisfied with that. And these are baby steps. This isn't the RV strategy where we're trying a $2 channel. And these days, with this environment, I'd be real careful trading that way. I'm still calling those trades, guys, but it is harder to make that 5K a day goal on the RV. It's definitely harder. We have missed it a couple of days, and it's because this is just really hard price action to call. So here's our ceiling. I want to stay long biased. We went a long way up for retracement possibilities, huh? Right when you get cocky right here, boom. So, oh boy, now I got to decide whether I want to short. So off here, I would definitely short, at least for a short term. You know, a very strike and recoil type trade up at this level if it starts to come up here and play. But right now we've got this level, so let's see if it respects it at 50 cent or higher right there to go short. Hit it hard. RSI said, no, you're done. Retraced 10 cents already if you grabbed it up there. Yeah, the volume, level 2 and volume are pushing it beyond that. I'm not going to take that trade short. It looks like it's going to break it. So can it break this up here, which is 217? 217 is where the top of the market magnet is. So it's almost there now. 91 on the market maker, and then it faded. So it got burned right there. It went, didn't like that level. Couldn't breathe. Hot stove. Who knows? then it goes, you know. If you looked at the momentum here, you could see it was like, hey, I don't know if I want to go short right there. Look at the buyers come buy. This is why this indicator is so good. It's like, I don't know. It's consistently going up. So that's the first drawback at that whole dollar level, but I'm not convinced it's done moving up yet. Wasn't exactly a definitive drawdown there. Let's see if it punches through the 217. What's that 217.50 at? Okay, so that was just marking the 50 cent to make sure I knew where it was. Yeah, it may not retrace till we get up here, you know. That's a higher high, so something to think about if we want to go long down here. A lot of things to consider. That's why just looking at the indicators is often the best way. MACD sent it up, and then buy sell also said, no, we're going down. And now it doesn't know what it's doing. That's a doji, 1 minute pattern. Yeah, I had 2 red days this month, and I think I figured out what was going on there with this, that I was trading the way before every 15 minutes a news story came out, because, which just another one just came out here. All right, so there's a Dell introduces new commercial laptops, workstations, and monitors, but just before that, Meta, Oracle, NVIDIA executives appoint the tech advisory. Yeah, that's what I read earlier. 10:03, Iran will end the war at a time of own choosing only if the conditions met. MET. Only if own conditions met. Their own conditions are met. Okay. That's how it says it. It wasn't me. You know. Iran reviewed proposal and considers them. Well, that's just like a huge step that they're even talking, right? Huge. So, if they have somebody to talk to. Maybe they did a airdrop there and they're talking to our own guys. Yeah, looks good here. I'm going to negotiate for the Iranian government. I'm a paratrooper. Okay, here we go. It's getting up here, guys. This is definitely a short opportunity. 68 to 1868. I might go in a little bit above that. I'm going to lower my a little bit before that in case it doesn't make it. So I'm going to lower my share size to scale in and then look to get in here. So it broke the 218. See, it could fade before that level. That's why I lowered my share size. I kind of like it to get up to the 1850. It dropped fast there. And then if it kept going, I would scale into my short. That's the way I see it right now. Seems like we have less lag today, which is good. Got to be patient for the, for the indications. You can't just assume. Seems a 50 cent gonna hold it. This is when you start to feel the 1 minute chart's too slow. As you get used to trading this, it's gonna seem, why can't I just use the 30-second chart? And then people who only trade 5 minute or larger, they're like, how can you possibly? You're crazy, man. You're insane. So we had a little drawdown there. That candle's range was 77 cents. This one here was $1.23. There's our target going down for a short. There's our target going up. I'm looking for it to hit the 50 cent mark on the market maker right there, and I will short it. Went to 29. And I think I'll get some pain first too, so I'm ready to scale in if it goes keeps going long after I get in. There's 30 cents. It's taking its sweet time, which means that when it gets up there, it might have a stronger move. So I'm not going to get it. It's not a strike and recoil. 39 cents for a second. All right, I'm going to try to pick it up on sell the ask. Its range is 8 to 12 cents, and it's moving really quick on the market maker. So I'm going to try to make sure I get what I want and not get 20 cents the wrong way. At this point, I'd rather not get picked up. It needs to be what I need. It's recoiling 15 to 20 cents on a regular basis. We have a trade right there. So 41, 43, 44, 50. Ah, cancel it. Ah, it picked me up too quick. I got it at 46 anyway. Looking for a recoil. I'll just take that. Or not. Yeah, I just got $8, but it looked like it was going to go down further, so I mean, it looked like it was just going to go right back up. That's what I thought. So I thought, you know, maybe go down further and grab it on a long is what I was starting to think there. Winning trade, but just not to write home about. Remember that line in Dances with Wolves where the wagon trail's going across with that, you know, he's going across with that stinky guy, and they come across the bones on the prairie, and he's like eating something and spitting food out as he's talking. He's a gross guy. He played the part well. And then he says something like, back home, they're saying, why don't they write? I burst out laughing. Just like, because they have arrows through their skeletons there. It's just like, I don't know. I just found that funny in that line. Kevin Costner's narrating the scenes. He's perhaps quite the foulest man I've ever known, whatever he's in his narrations. How many people have had a roommate like that in their life? Here we go. Went to 68. So it hit a new high. One more spike line. I'm going to go for the short there, guys. Okay, so you might say that's counterintuitive. I'm going for a recoil off that level, a rejection. Looking for a rejection. Anywhere in the double-digit numbers there. Over, well, it already is. I forgot I only have 50 shares. So, yeah, I didn't want to overstay my welcome there. So good. Let's see if that ceiling's going to hold. Did we make our goal today? Oh yeah, we made way past our goal. So our goal was only 120, which gives you $2,200 for the month, and makes your mortgage payment. That's what our goal was. We already have reached it, by the way, and then some. So I think we're approaching 3,000 now. We have many days left, which is good. Yesterday ended up being a $300 day. What do we have for time? Yep. I still look at this little clock, even though this big thing's right here. Just here we go again. Are we going to get another rejection? I kind of like to go long down here, guys. Like have it reject and go long. So it's making a flat top at the 100. That's the 100-day moving average, not moving average for 1 minute 100. That's 100 days. So that's a highly respected level usually when you have it on a small time increment chart. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it for the recoil up here. It looks like it's just gonna go right back up and test it. So I did not wait for the low. I just got in it to try to get a little trade here. I got it at 45 cents, just below the 50-cent mark, hoping it's going to go back up and test it up there. I'm going to hold into this. I mean, a better trade would have been to take it down here. Just its time is a passing, so I'm trying to get it up now a little quicker. So that wasn't the ideal entry for sure. Tried to get out at 62, just 17 cents, and that did it. Just got a little trade while we wait. I do have a meeting prior to my second session, so I will have to get out of here on the regular time. I do plan to come back for the afternoon. There's the break. I didn't want to go on a recoil right there this time because I wanted to see if it's going to continue to hold this level. Theirs was at high earlier. Is there any new news? Nope. Never used to look at news for these guys, but these days, like I said, Dow jumps 250 points as oil falls after U.S. reportedly sends Iran peace plan live updates. That's 6:04 a.m. That's an old story. Benzinga, why aren't you giving me new stories here? What's going on? Meta's up $6. Wow, $9. Oh, that's Tesla. Okay. Sorry, it switched stocks on me on the bottom of Benzinga. It reads differently. So it rejected again. Now I'm very interested in going long down here. So before it caught us at the 50 cent, I'm going to do it. 44 this time. Let's look for the pound back up. Got a nosebleed up there. Going for a little bit bigger number. 68 cents on the 44. Was I too greedy? Remember, I only have 50 shares, so that's more than the amount it said to go for there. So, on the target. I'm leaving it in there just in case it gets a pop. You'll see that I'll cancel these a lot. Because if I'm not keeping up with the data, then I don't want to have a trade sitting there. Yeah, so that's a bigger rejection than I wanted to see. Down to 34 now, 10 cents off. Now it's way down off my position. I'm just going to make sure as I look at this that we're not, before where I would want to scale in, and if I want to scale into this or just take a loss. Well, now I definitely don't, but it's that 9 it kept turning around, right? It's breaking the 9. Sellers drop there, though, guys. They don't want to go down here. Look at that. They want to go up. Very weak on the sell side. Should turn around here. We have the even dollar right there for serious support. I'm still confident this is going to recover. Not worried. For those 1,000 shareholders. So we're just literally like between 4 and 10 cents off my position. Is not okay. Did you see that coming in? Here we go. Magnet's going to pull up. Here we go. Here's going to be a good trade. Pop that magnet and punch through that moving average up there, which is at the 75 mark. So I might hold into this a little deeper. See, there's too much coming in, too much volume that's just happened. Pop that magnet up. Watch this pull up. That's what we want to see if you're long on this. We're dealing with a VWAP and a 100 moving average. We're dealing with conflicting. Come on, baby. Get in there. 20. I need the 28 to hold this. Oh, it didn't hold it. Okay. Didn't do as I thought was going to happen here. It might just be a minute behind. Let's see if it pulls it up now. Pull this up because everybody reads this data differently. This is we kind of get a leg up with this indicator, the way that it's tweaked. It just stopped. That was our snake. Just stopped dead right there. The way it was coming in, I thought it was just going to pop up, and then it just stopped suddenly. Sellers got stronger on that one. There it goes. All right. Let's look for it to follow it up with everybody else. Might take a second. I'd like to see this recede and another one start to come up to even verify more. We don't want to see it make a bear flag here. Yeah, that was a pretty big drawback right there on that 5 minute. 218s here for support. Let me mark that level. I just keep forgetting that that's the 218. All right, are we finally gonna give the move that you have been foretelling? Yes, volume went up as it's going up. Why, this is a indicator you must own. More people will now jump on because they're all reading this different data. And there are different ways, and they're finally getting a good trade up. Is it good? Oh, did I have it? Oh, I had it sitting there already. I didn't realize. Oh, wow. I didn't cancel that in time. All right. I didn't realize I had the order waiting. When I get confused like that, I just flatten. But I made money, so. So it took a second for this to call the move. It just, sometimes it takes, because people, if you have this indicator, you see it first. You see it's taking the volume, first on what price. It's showing you what just happened faster than most other people read it. Like often you'll see the volume profile off to the right, and you'll see, and they do the valleys and the cliffs, and mostly you don't see it on a 1 minute chart. So this is designed for scalping, and it doesn't always, it won't always do what you see, but because people might not read, it's all about who's reading that data, right? Who's, everybody has to kind of see the same thing. Then it will move. 10 million traders, right? Then it will move. But so this is usually a step or two ahead, which could be 30 seconds up to 2 minutes, and then suddenly it will ring true more than not. So other things we had going for us there was we had a solid 218 level. We have an overall, we'd already broken the 100, so it's like retesting. When we do that off the ATRs, we call that the escalator strategy, where it retests and bounces. Been around a long time, guys. I know all the strategies. So, one of the things, if you're watching YouTube videos that they get right, is that the millionaires, the fastest way to become a millionaire is to scalp. But you need to be really good. And they're talking about momentum. Buy high, sell higher as it's moving up. Sell partial, buy more, sell partial, buy more. I'm sure you've seen some of the traders do that are actually legit live traders. But that's really hard to get. One of the reasons that a group of traders designed the RV strategy was that most people, you could still scalp, but you don't need to scalp with that kind of danger, and you can make money consistently based on historical data, patterns, whatever patterns you're gonna be reading. So this is going to be it for this session. I'll give you a little bit of advice before I go. What I would do. Here's what we have: 174. I'm going to try to be back this afternoon, but I have a bunch of meetings. People flew in that may make that not happen, but we'll see if I can do that. But yeah, we're going to call it here. And how I would trade this stock. This is going to start to become the floor, I think. Do we have any long-term data that gives us a ceiling? No, not until way back. We don't want, when I meant long-term, I meant like a couple of days. That's about as long-term as I want to look right now these days. So we have nothing but net up here. We have nothing to go by. So you'd $1.50 or a pattern. It started to make a rejection right around this area. So 219, a little bit above 219. So I'd still play this as the floor, 218. And then this is our first ceiling. That's our secondary ceiling. That's how I would interpret this. But at any moment, it could channel hop, and then you have to do what I've been. There it goes. You'd have to do what I was showing you. Oh my God, I got to take that trade. Hang on. I'm going to take that. So 42. I'm doing a recoil here for a second. It didn't just have news, did it? No. Looking for it to, when it goes up that fast, it should come back down. So we're looking for a recoil. Coming back down. Pulling back down, my friend. Let's do it. Let's pull back down. Are you not listening to me? There we go. More than $2. Oh, this is only 50 shares. I keep forgetting, so we don't want to get overly greedy here. And I have to go, so okay, we'll take that. All right, so we got a little bit. Did that pull us up a little bit? Yes, we're in the 80s. Yeah, so that's strike and recoil. That's the perfect. You see a big move up. That's the snake striking. Then you catch the recoil, but don't get greedy because it might keep going. It might strike. So be careful. Just catch a recoil. So if that was 100 shares, that would have been like a $20 trade. So, and I never raised the share size here. So anyway, guys, I will see you soon. Stay green out there. Be careful, and have a good day. Thanks for being here.